Good morning, good morning, good morning. Y'all will have to excuse me. I'm trying to get everything set up. I can't get it set up ahead of time because it won't let you. So I have to do it this way. So bear with me. All right, let me get that to where it's straight. Oh no, I don't want you playing. Mute you. Mute you. Okay, so let me get this set up where I want it. Okay, I'm not understanding why my phone is cockeyed for one, but anyway, that's the best I could do. Yeah. Okay, it's gonna be a pain today. I can already see it. I'm gonna set this right here, and that will make that where that won't move. Yay! I got it. Figured out all by myself. All right. Hi, Bubba. How are you? I love you. Hi, Cheryl. If y'all will, please smash the like and share this out. And if you're on a phone and this is the vertical live, you have to click the three dots and then go hit the like and dislike or whatever. It's a pain, I know. Hi, Bud Files. How are you? I'm going to let a few more people come in here before we get started. As you come in, I'll say hello, but I'm still trying to get some stuff set up here. That is not straight on there. I feel like it's not straight at all. Hmm. Let me see. I want to try to make it to where like that. And then pull that part down too. That way, maybe. Okay, how's that? Let me see what it looks like over here. Because I know y'all can see all the other stuff on my computer and stuff, but I'm trying to fix it to where most of this covers the whole entire screen. Let's see. Let's take this down a little more. There we go. No, no, no. Why did you do that? I did not want you to do that. There. I think that's the best we're going to get it. And I'm sorry the phone is kind of weird right now. Okay, that's as good as we're going to get it. I love you more, Bubba. Okay, if y'all will, please smash the like and share it out. Bud Files, I'm assuming you got a notification. It is giving you trouble. Yes, it is. It's always giving me trouble, Bubba. You know. You know how my desktop is. It's so beyond time for a new desktop, but I don't want to get rid of it. I've had this one for about 10, 11 years. And it has been amazing to me, but now it's getting old and it's starting to get slow But I absolutely love it, and I really don't want to get rid of it. And I'll probably use it until it croaks, which, now that I said that, knock on wood, hopefully it don't. I don't know why these ad deals up here, they make me so mad, because then it's hard for me to see the chat. So I'm just going to move it up like that. How is everybody's day today? You doing good? Hi, Cheryl. I hope you didn't rush, hon. Today, the true crime story is going to be about the killing fields, the Texas killing fields. We're going to get into that here in a few. I'm going to let some more people get in here. If y'all will, please like and share. I shared before the stream started, or I hope I did anyway. I'm not sure if it all went through or not, but um, right off the bat, we're going to do our prayer in the prayer list. So I'm going to read the prayer list real quick, and then we'll say our prayer, and then we'll get into some announcements, and then the true crime. So please continue to keep me and Cody in your prayers. He had an appointment yesterday, and we're hoping that everything works out good. It's going, Cheryl. It's been a doozy. I mean, not in a bad way, but I haven't been getting a whole lot of sleep, so that's why the camera's not on me today. Um, I'm just tired. So please continue to keep us in your prayers. My oldest daughter, Victoria, which hopefully I'm going to get to go see her tonight. My mom and my dad, continue to keep them in your prayers. They still don't have an AC in their car. Like, no one around this town fixes ACs, and the ones that do fix them say they won't work on their type of car because it's a foreign car, blah, 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 blah. You know the drill. Continue to pray for Twinkie's mom and dad and her brother, and also Twinkie and her whole entire family. For Steph Layne, for Debbie McWaters, please continue to pray for her and for her family. Melissa and Patrick, for their health. Shayna and Danny, continue to keep them too in your prayers. Kimberly Adair's brother, keep her in your prayers. They still have not found him. Also keep Kimberly in your prayers too, because she has been having some health issues. Continue to keep Savannah's grandma in your prayers. She's the sweetest lady, and we just want her to be comfortable. Prayers for E.T., Everyday Treasure, and his family. For Aaliyah, Charmaine's daughter, who fights seizures on a daily basis. Vodka Vamp's mom, continue to keep her in your prayers. And Vodka Vamp's family, but also keep Vodka Vamp in your prayers. She needs lots of them and lots of hugs sent her way too. For Sam's Pretty Paranormal. For Jen from Eddie and Jen's Vlogs, and then some. I remembered the name this week, or this time. Wednesday, I was like off in La La Land and just could not remember the name. Continue to keep Jen in your prayers, though. Ghost Mafia, please pray for his family and friends. I know they're still having a hard time with his loss. For Sarah Hardy, continue to keep her in your prayers that they find an AC. And also, I believe she's sick right now, too. So, for Sandra's dad, Andre, keep her in your prayers. For Lady C, keep her in your prayers. For her sister, she wants prayers for her sister. So, there's a lot of people I know right now that need lots of prayers. So, we're going to say our prayer. Thank you, Baba. Dear Heavenly Father, please hear our prayers for the sick members in our community and for all those in need. You know what those needs are. Show your mercy as you close wounds, cure illness, and make broken souls whole again. Thank you for the amazing people in this community who are constantly battling for those around them. Thank you for the people you have put in our path. We thank you for all that you do and all that you are, and in your name, amen. Hi, Laura. Praying for God to touch each and every one in this chat, and that is not. I pray God keeps his mighty arms on their situation. I pray for healing and comfort. Amen. Thank you for that, Lala. That's my cousin Lala. Lala, or Layla, or Sissy, or whatever you want to call her. I also want to give some shout outs to uh, some people that have been helping us out, whether it be through GoFundMe or uh, purchasing readings or making a donation or just there when I need to vent, um, or anything else. So, uh, of course, my Twinkie and Slam, the Still One, Player, George, Wendy, Sean, Joyanne, Vodka Vamp, E.T., Karen Wright, Cheryl with Courage, and Buck and Nephew, Christy, Sherry, Mary P., Teresa Lemons, Keith Grace, Debbie McWaters, Shayna's Cotopia and Roadkill Review, Mads Entertainment, Batrican and Jesse. Also a huge shout out to my mom and dad who have been absolutely amazing through all this, and a huge shout out to Layne and Sky, and of course little Miss Danny. And my nephews and niece, Bubba, Maddie, and Hunter, and Walker, they've all been great too. And thank you to everyone who's been sending prayers and encouragement. It definitely means a lot. Those that check on us almost on a daily, Cheryl with Courage, Fluffy and Jen, Twinkie, Slam. We have a lot of people, Debbie, all of them that just are constantly reaching out and checking on us. So thank you guys so much. We appreciate it a lot. If you do have prayer requests, you can always comment them and we'll definitely add you to the list. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Shayna. Welcome. Chasing the little one around. Little ones around? Am I missing something here? Because it used to be only a little one. There's little ones now. You better fill me in, girl. One, sorry. I was fixing to say, you ain't told me nothing about no other one. And Shayna, bless her heart, she's always messaging, offering stuff and all that. And I appreciate it completely. Lola, is that you popping your gum? I can hear it all the way in here. That was loud. The other one is my sanity. I understand that completely. We got little Lucy over here, and then we got little Danny over at Layne and them's, and I wish I had their energy. I can't keep up with them. And the Greg Nell on here, if y'all don't know, that is my brother's account, but that is my nephew Bubba on there. He loves true crime stuff, and he helps me do some research sometimes, and he's gonna do a couple of videos with us soon once we get Cody to where he can get on there and do the podcast with us. So the story today is kind of crazy, and if y'all will, please like and share so we get as many people in here as possible to see this. I honestly don't think this vertical thing is worth it, so I think starting Monday, when I come back on Monday, I think I'm going to start doing the regular live streams again. When we first started the vertical thing, we were getting like 1,500 views. Danny makes us stay up till like 2 in the morning. Bubba, you stay up till like 2 or 3 in the morning yourself. Don't lie. But I think I'm going to go back to the horizontal screen so you can see everything because I don't really think this is worth it. I mean, at first it was bringing more and more people in, but now I think it's just people are just scanning through them and not even stopping. So I'd rather y'all be able to have a full screen of video than the half screen like you're getting now. So starting Monday, we're going to go back to the original way we did live streams. And we'll go back to the horizontal so the whole screen is full. Because honestly, I can't stand the half screen. And I know some of you can't either, especially if you're watching on a phone. The screen's really small and stuff. So I'm not sure if a lot of you have heard about. Let me see if I can even get to this picture. Hold on, right here. So this is what we're going to be talking about today. Maybe turn off the light. What light, Bubba? There's not a light on. I got the light off. That it's probably just the light from the screen. Um, but I have to have this lamp on or else I can't see. I can't see anyway because I'm blind, but I need at least a little bit of the light on. You know me, I'm blind. Okay, so I don't know how many of you have heard about this, but this happened here in Texas. Oh, I like full screen to get more views. You need thumbs down. Laugh out loud. True story. All right, so, but thank you for the idea, Bubba, because I know it does look like there's a light shining in on it, but there's not. I see what you mean, like right in here. I feel like it does look like there's like a light shining in. Let me see if no, I'm not touching no filters or nothing because last time I did that, I messed the whole thing up. So today we're going to be talking about the Texas killing fields. Um, so the Texas killing fields, a grim site nestled in the heart of League City, Texas, has become synonymous with the haunting discoveries of multiple young women's bodies throughout the years. And wait till you hear how many. A desolate expanse of marshy fields, this eerie location has witnessed a series of unsolved murders and mysterious disappearances, shrouding the area in a cloud of agencies, including investigations that have led to the discovery of links to serial killers like the notorious highway serial killer. Most of the cases remain unsolved, leaving a trail of heartache for the victims' families. The chilling atmosphere of the Texas killing fields has captured the attention of the public and media, giving rise to a myriad of theories and speculations about the identities of the perpetrators and the terrifying events that have transpired in this desolate landscape. The infamy of these cases has inspired a collection of creative works ranging from books to documentaries to a featured film called The Texas Killing Fields. Me and my dad and Cody watched that the other day as research. All seeking to shed light on the harrowing true stories that have unfolded in this foreboding terrain, serving as a solemn reminder of the dark side of humanity. I can't talk today again, y'all. Sorry. Hi, Buck. Hi, E.T. The Texas killing fields represent an ongoing quest for closure amidst sorrow and loss, drawing in the amateur sleuths and armchair detectives intrigued by the mystery behind the tragic events that have taken place in this haunting location. The gripping tales emerging from the Texas killing fields evoke a sense of both fascination and dread, urging individuals to delve into the, I can't say that word, enigmatic depths of these unsolved cases. As the stories of these young women continue to echo through the years, the restlessness and relentless pursuit of justice remains a beacon of hope for closure. The resilience of those touched by the tragedies in League City stand as a testament to enduring human spirit amidst the shadows of grief and uncertainty. So, for all these women that were killed there, can't stay. I'm at work. Well, you have a good day at work, Buck. Be careful. Oh, he talking to you now, Cheryl. He done said, "Hey, babe." All right, so I'm sure 90% of you have heard about the Texas killing fields because this was huge back in the 70s and 80s and even the early 90s. Hi, Doris. Good morning. The Texas Killing Fields is a title used to roughly denote the area surrounding the Interstate Highway 45 corridor southeast of Houston, where since the early 1970s, more than 30 bodies have been found, and specifically to a 25-acre patch of land in League City, Texas, where 4 women were found between 1983 and 1991. The bodies along the corridor were mainly of girls or young women. Furthermore, many additional young girls have disappeared from this area who are still missing. Most of the victims were aged between 12 and 25 years. Some shared similar physical features, such as similar hairstyles. So I believe altogether there was 33 women. And as you can see on this map, this is southeast of Houston. And League City was just a little bitty town here, but there was like no place in between the big city and there. This was all like marshland and just a lot of wooded areas, a lot of places where they could hide bodies. So from even the coast down here in Galveston area, Corpus Christi, Galveston, all the way up to almost Houston, they were finding bodies of these young women. And even just by the pictures here, you can see they were all different races, but they all were between certain ages. And a lot of them did have similar characteristics. Now let me show you these are the 4 women. These are the 4 women that were found on Calder Road. These are called the Calder Road victims. There are several. Lucky I was not a girl. Bubba, you wasn't even born then, baby. But yes, there was some men that were killed too, but I don't think those had anything to do with this. And there's a lot of speculation as to how many actual murderers there were, that this could have been just a good dumping ground, and there could have been several. However, the ones that they did take into custody at times, I do believe they had a lot to do with it. Let me get a drink. My throat is like really dry today. Okay. So these are 4 of the women that were found. Here's one. Here's several more. And some more. And more. And this right here, there was like oil wells back here where they, the water tanks and stuff like that. And this was like drainage ditches here, and it would have water come out. So it was like all marshland. It was nasty, swampy. But let's see here. Well, you can't see all the way over here, but I'm pointing right over here in front of this. Right here, there's a body that was found there. Body found here, 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 here. So you can see over the years, these bodies, like this is an actual dumping ground for bodies. All these bodies were found at different times. Sometimes 2 at a time. Sometimes it would just be like skeletal remains or whatever, but they would find them all over this place, which was very scary. Hi, Diane. And yes, may they rest in peace. It's horrible. Okay, and here's one of the other roads where they found a victim here, a victim here, and a victim here. And you can see this is all like desolate land. There's nothing there. So it was like the perfect place for them to find. Oh, thank you, Sandra. Y'all be careful and have fun on your next location. I love how she says location on my vacation, because like 90% of my vacations revolved around locations I wanted to go to. All right, so let's get back to the story. Despite efforts by the League City Police, along with the assistance of the FBI, very few of these murders have been solved. The area has been described as a perfect place for killing somebody and getting away with it. After visiting some of the sites of recovered bodies in League City, Amy Canon Mann, director of the film The Texas Killing Fields, commented, "You could actually see the refineries that are in the south end of League City. You could see I-45. But if you yelled, no one would necessarily hear you. And if you ran, there wouldn't necessarily be a place to go." A task force composed of local law enforcement officials and FBI agents called Operation HALT has been formed to investigate all the incidents. So, this is going to take me a minute to go through, but we're going to kind of go through some of these ladies, and then we're going to go talk about some of the suspects. And just kind of listen to how you've never heard of this, Shayna, and it happened in South Texas. Like, it's crazy. And this probably happens in a lot of places. You know, you always have those. This road was, at first, this road was called the Highway to Hell because there were so many wrecks in this road and so many people died on this road because they were in wrecks. But then it became this, so then they started calling it the Texas Killing Field. We're going to South Carolina. Ooh, have fun with that, Doris. It's going to be hot. You are a coconut? Why are you a coconut? If it's about history, I listen. Oh, I know you do, Bubba. You love history. Bubba loves this stuff. And it's not that he loves talking about murder or anything like that. He loves the past. Like, he will sit and talk to me for hours on end about some of these cases and about different things that have happened in history. He absolutely loves it. Captain Crunch does not count, E.T. Captain Crunch, you are a serial killer. I heard about the Highway to Hell. You also heard the song Highway to Hell, Bubba, because your auntie is a AC/DC fan. All right. So, Colette Anise Wilson was 13 years old. She disappeared from the Alvin bus stop on County Road 99 and Highway 6 in Alvin, Texas, after she was dropped off by her band director on June 17, 1971. Her body was found 5 months later on November 26, 1971, near the Addicks Reservoir, close to where the body of Gloria Gonzalez was discovered 4 months later. Just 35 yards from Colette had been located. Wilson had been shot in the head. Then Brenda K. Jones, 14, was last seen walking to Galveston Hospital, close to the Interstate Highway 45, on her way to visit her aunt on July 1st, 1971, in Galveston, Texas. Her body was found on July 2nd, 1971, floating in the nearby Galveston Bay near Pelican Island, close to Seawolf Parkway and near Interstate Highway 45 the next day. She had a sock lodged in her mouth and had died from a head wound. So you'll notice that some of these do not have the same pattern. So, and we'll get into that here in just a little bit, but some of these did not have the same pattern at all. And there's quite a few ladies here, so we're going to go through as many as we can, but I'm not going to promise I can do them all. All right. Let's see. Rhonda Renee Johnson, 14, and Sharon Lynn Shaw, 13, disappeared in Harris County, Texas, on the afternoon of August 4th, 1971. Both were seen walking along Seawall Boulevard in Galveston, near a local beach. On January 3rd, 1972, two boys fishing in Clear Lake discovered a human skull floating in the water, which they initially believed to be a sports ball. 6 weeks later, searchers discovered the rest of the body, along with that of another girl, in a marsh near the lake. According to the coroner's inquest filed on February 17, 1972, the skull found in the lake was determined via dental records to have belonged to Shaw. Additionally, a crucifix found wrapped around her jawbone was identified by Shaw's mother as to having belonged to her daughter. The other body found in the marsh was positively identified as Johnson. The cause of their deaths could not be determined. And I'm assuming they couldn't be determined because it was probably strangulation or something like that, and they had been in the water and their bodies were deteriorated. Gloria Ann Gonzalez, 19, was last seen on October 28, 1971. 33, Bubba. 33. Gloria Ann Gonzalez, 19, was last seen on October 28, 1971, near her apartment on Jacqueline Street in Houston, Texas. Her skeletal remains were found near Addicks Reservoir in the same area as Colette Wilson on November 23, 1971. She died from blunt force trauma to the head. Allison Ann Craven, 12, was reported missing by her mother on November 9, 1971, when she returned to their apartment in Houston, near Interstate 45, after completing shopping errands for 1 hour. 3 months later, the police found Craven's partial remains in a nearby field. 2 hands, along with the bones from an arm and some teeth. On February 25, 1972, the rest of her skeleton was found in a Pearland, Texas field, also near Interstate 45 and 10 miles from where she was last seen. So, not only were they killing some of them, they were trying to get rid of body parts and spread them all over that way. I don't know if they were trying to confuse people or what, or if maybe animals had taken them off, because they weren't very far from each other, but they were in different spots. Okay, Bubba, love you. Have a good day. So the list goes on and on and on and on and on. So many women, and all, like, there's so many 12-year-olds. That's what gets me. Is like, I'm going to say at least, not necessarily half, but close. Let's see, yeah, about half are under the age of 14, anywhere from 12 to 14. The rest are all in their teens, and I think the oldest one was, let me see. There was one that was 29, one that was 25, one that was 34, and one that was 57. Those are the only 4 that were over the age of 20, like 20 to 23. But it progressively got worse. So the bodies that were found in the beginning would have a gunshot to the head, blunt force trauma to the head, stuff like that. But it progressively got worse. Midway through, they were starting to realize that the girls had been raped. Then towards the end, they were finding them disfigured, either like markings on their faces, cuts on their face, their hair cut off, raped, tortured. So either it was the same killer and he was progressive, he was getting progressively worse because he was getting away with it, or he was getting angry maybe that he wasn't getting caught or getting recognition for all the stuff he was doing, or it was several different killers. Maybe the first killer got taken out or arrested. We're fixing to go over the suspects that they had. Which, I mean, if you watch the movie, and I suggest you do, the movie, The Texas Killing Fields, is, it's got, well, I never can remember his name. The dad from Supernatural and the bad guy from Walking Dead. I loved him on Supernatural, hated him on The Walking Dead, but it's got him in it, and it's got one other guy who always plays a bad guy. But it kind of goes from those two detectives' points of view from it. But I think they kind of ventured off of it a little bit because it really doesn't make any sense on some parts of it. So these are the suspects. So Michael Lloyd Self, in 1972, a gas station operator and convicted sex offender from Galveston, Michael Lloyd Self, became a suspect in the murders of Rhonda Johnson and Sharon Shaw. After hours of interrogation, Self confessed to the murders. He was taken to the district prison, later aiding with the locating of the bodies. In the following months, he retracted his confession, claiming that he had been tortured into confessing, with the interrogators suffocating him with a plastic bag, burning him with cigarette butts, and a radiator, as well as being assaulted by the police chief, Don Morris. Don Morris. Nevertheless, on September 18, 1974, Self was convicted of killing Shaw and received a life imprisonment term, despite the fact that his confession showed great discrepancies concerning the victim's clothing, the date of the murders, the location of the bodies, how they were killed, and various other details. 3 years later, in 1976, Don Morris and his deputies, Tommy Dill, were arrested and convicted of various crimes, including torture and other misconducts against detainees. Morris was sentenced to 55 years, while Dill got 30. After this, Self regularly applied for an appeal, but was rejected every time. Michael Self died on December 21st, 2000, still in custody. It was only after his death that a number of police officials, including the former Harris County District Attorney, stated their belief that Self was wrongly convicted. Honestly, I mean, it's kind of hard to say because he was, how would he know where the bodies were? I'm just going to say that. I mean, common sense. Yes, he may have not been able to say exactly what they were wearing, depending on how many girls he had killed, because you know those probably weren't the only ones. He probably didn't remember what every one of them was wearing. I'm sure that when they're in that mode, their mind is not really there. But how would he know where the bodies were if he didn't kill them or have something to do with it? And I am going to say that this town and this area of Texas was pretty rough. There was a lot of prostitution at that time in that area. There was a lot of pimps. Back then, there was a lot of pimps. And they would take care of the women if they were doing something wrong. So at that time, I'm thinking the gunshot ones were the ladies that the pimps were taking care of. And if you watch the movie, you'll see that. But let's see. Edward Harold Bell. Okay. An investigation by the League City Police and the FBI in the 1970s identified another local resident, Edward Harold Bell, a known exhibitionist, and as a suspect. He had been arrested at least 12 times on charges of showing his genitals to children. Why he was still out in public, I will never know. But each time avoided imprisonment. How? Oh my Lord, this is Texas too. And Texas was, oh, now that wouldn't fly now. Bell lived on property near a beach in Galveston, where he was a silent partner of a surf shop. He even knew two of the victims, Debbie Ackerman and Maria Johnson, who frequented the store. In the mid-1970s, he acquired a plot of land in Dixon and lived near the place where two more victims, Brooks Bracewell and Georgia Gear, were last seen alive. In 1978, while pleasing himself in the street in front of a group of teenage girls, Bell was confronted by 26-year-old former Marine Larry Dickens. As his mother called the police, Dickens removed the keys from Bell's vehicle and refused to return them. In retaliation, Bell killed him and fled, but was subsequently apprehended by police. He posted bail several weeks later, and in order to avoid conviction and further incarceration, he fled Texas and escaped from the United States, evading police for more than 2 decades. In 1993, he was arrested in Panama and extradited back to the United States, where he was subsequently convicted of Dickens' murder and received 70 years sentence. In 1998, Bell wrote several letters to the Harris County attorney, confessing to the murders of 5 girls in 1971 and 6 more between 1974 and 1977. He stated that he did not remember the names of most of his victims, but confidently stated that he had killed Debbie Ackerman and Maria Johnson, Colette Wilson, and Kimberly Pitchford, as well as 2 others then unnamed girls who he had abducted from Webster in August 1971, later identified as Rhonda Johnson and Sharon Shaw. Despite this, Bell was never charged with these murders, since no evidence, biological or otherwise, incriminated him. He remained a prime suspect until his death in April of 2019. He confessed. He confessed to 6 murders. 6 of the murders he confessed to. And they did not charge him with them. What the... You know, some of these cases really tick me off. I get so mad. Yeah. When you're researching this stuff, I mean, you really do get completely ticked off at some of this stuff. I just don't understand how they didn't charge him with it. What kind of a resolution is that for the family? What kind of closure is that for the family? All right. So in 2013, Mark Roland Stallings, a convicted kidnapper serving a life term, confessed to killing a girl later identified as Donna Prudhomme in 1991 and dumping her body in the fields. At the time of the murder, Stallings was living and working in League City near the homes of some of the girls who went missing and were subsequently found dead. Despite the fact that his testimony shows great consistency with details, he has not been charged with any murders, but remains a suspect in the murders of Donna Prudhomme and Audrey Cook, as well as 2 unrelated murders in Fort Bend County. So what do these people have to do? Actually kill the girls in front of the cops to get charged with them? I don't understand how... And granted, yes, this was in the 60s, 70s, 80s, early 90s, where Barney Fife made his round around Texas. I don't understand. Texas usually is the one that's like, okay, death penalty. You sneezed on that person, death penalty. But no, they let all these people go. Clyde Hedrick was named a suspect in 2023 documentary series Crime Scene, The Texas Killing Fields. Hendrick was released from jail in 2021 after he was sentenced to 20 years in prison for the murder of Ellen Beeson in 1984. Following his release, Hendrick had been living in a halfway house, and in July 2022, Tim Miller, father of victim Laura Miller and founder of Texas Equisearch, won $24 million in liability and damages after filing a 2014 wrongful death lawsuit against Hendrick, who was his former neighbor. Hendrick had been found civilly liable for Laura Miller's death, but was not criminally charged. What? Hendrick had a previous criminal record that included charges of trespassing, theft, abuse of a corpse, attempted arson, possession of marijuana, driving while intoxicated, and sexual assault. Hendrick allegedly made a jailhouse confession to murdering Laura Miller and Heidi Fife. Wow. Wow. And he did it. Oh, no. That's just... I don't understand that. I really don't understand how they just get away with it. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. Now, I know I didn't read all the victims' names on there, but some of these were heartbreaking, you know. So through the veil of mystery that cloaks the Texas killing fields, a somber call for truth and justice reverberates, compelling a diverse range of individuals to lend their voices in quest for understanding. I don't understand, period. This eerie expanse serves as a stark reminder of the complexities and darkness that lurks within our society, fueling a collective determination to uncover the secrets buried within the marshy fields of League City. As the stories of the Texas killing fields continues to intrigue and haunt those who dare to ponder the depths of its mysteries, the resilience of the victims' families and the unwavering pursuit of justice remain steadfast. The legacy of these young women resonates through the years, calling for a resolution that has not yet been achieved. Despite the chilling auras that surround this desolate landscape, there is a glimmer of hope that one day the truth behind the tragedies that have unfolded in Leak City will come to light, bringing a sense of closure. I don't think that will. Hi, Batty. A sense of closure to those who have been touched by the darkness of the Texas killing fields. The haunting legacy of the Texas killing fields serves as a poignant reminder of the significance of seeking justice and closure for the victims and their families. As the stories of these tragic events continue to captivate the public's imagination, the relentless pursuit of truth and accountability resonates as a beacon of hope amidst the shadows of uncertainty. The resilience of those who refuse to let the darkness overshadow their quest for answers embodies the endurance, strength, and human spirit, shining a light on the importance of empathy, community, and determination in the face of unspeakable tragedies. The enigmatic depths of the Texas killing fields may hold layers of sorrow and mystery, but through the collective efforts of dedicated individuals, there remains a glimmer of possibility for resolution and healing in the midst of darkness. The haunting legacy of the Texas killing fields serves as a somber reflection of the unresolved grief and unanswered questions that continue to linger in the hearts of those affected by the tragedies that have unfolded in League City. Despite the chilling auras that surround the desolate landscape, there is a collective determination. I just don't understand. I don't understand how so many people, like, they admitted to these murders. They said they did it. They knew the names of the victims. A lot of these names were not put out in the public. Yes, some of them said that they were missing from, but the names of these 4 that were found in one area, he wouldn't have known that unless he did it. They didn't say where they found the people, where they found the girls. Like, they admitted to doing it. Put them in jail. Give them the death penalty. I don't understand. These families definitely had no closure whatsoever. Oh, I know, Shayna. I know, it is. It's weird. But now people are getting convicted even if they didn't do something. They're wrongfully convicting people, and maybe it's because of stuff like that. Maybe they just, I don't know. The judicial system is a joke. That is perfectly okay with me, Batty, because it's not going to hurt my channel any. But you better give me a thumbs up because I'm your sister and I'm one of your besties and you love me. So I get so aggravated with some of these cases. Like this one really aggravated me. But if you watch the movie, it does show some of the men that and it had a shocking ending on the movie because when you think the whole way through the movie, you think you know who it is, and then at the end of it, you're like, oh wow, that's not who I thought it was at all. Hi, Melissa. It's okay. Love you. How are y'all today? I know these are early for some of y'all. It but it's about the only time I can do this and have the room to myself for a little bit. Because it is my mama's room. It is my mom and dad's house that we come over during the daytime. And I'm not going to, like, kick anybody out of their area just so I can go live. Because they are opening their house during the day for us. So we don't got to sit in the truck all day long. But what do you guys think about that? Like, 33 women. I would have been scared to leave my house. If something like this was going on, nobody would leave their house. Batty, you better hush it. So as I stated earlier, starting Monday morning's live stream, I am going back to the full screen. I'm not going to do the vertical anymore. I don't really see that it's worth it. When I first started doing vertical, I was having maybe 150, 200 people in my chat at a time. Right now I have 12. Earlier I had 4. So I don't see where it's doing me any good, and it's making y'all have to watch a small screen. So I think I'm just going to go back to the regular screen so y'all have a full screen, and y'all can just watch that, because this it was kind of worth it at first, but now it's not, and it's really hurting my channel to do it this way. Although a lot of people are liking these Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning live streams. They can't always make it to the live, but they are coming back and watching in like the afternoons or evenings or whatever. And I am getting a lot of good feedback from them. So Batty was an exotic dancer for those who didn't know. At the Penguin House or something? Like, did he do penguin dances at like SeaWorld or something? I barely leave my home at all. I've seen things that I shouldn't have. Spiritual, yeah. I'm still scared to leave my house. You know, I. Oh, Betty, I didn't know you were still here. Sorry. I didn't mean Penguin House. I meant the Giraffe House. Hi, Gyro. Okay, Shayna. Have a good day. I love you. The world is just getting crazy. Like, why would you want to leave your house? I hate going to like big cities and stuff just because I know, there's so much going on. And even when we went to Vegas, I was like constantly on the lookout, which we really didn't have any problems in Vegas other than, some of the hoochie mamas there. But like, we didn't have no problems there. You strip for the exclusive penguins? What, the ones in tuxedos? I love you, Batty. Bratty. Um, but yeah, the more I get into these cases and stuff like this, the scarier I get. And I know a lot of these happened, back in the day, but if they could happen like that behind the scene back then, people have more availability to different things now. But the only reason why a lot of them get caught now is because social media. Social media plays a huge part in police work now. You watch the first 48? I do. I watch it all the time. Me and my mom love that show. But you see now the first place they go is to their Facebook. The person that they're looking into, they go straight to their Facebook. Because a lot of people just can't help but to tell on themselves. You know, they forget that their phone's on and they're in the same exact spot as that same exact person that got killed. People just can't help themselves anymore. And so it's just that way. Wish I had a spiritual guide. Well, Diane, keep coming around here because we have a lot of them in here that a lot of people that are amazing with this kind of stuff. And anything paranormal, we have a good group of people. And so if you ever have any questions or anything like that, I'm sure somebody can help you. None of us are experts. There are no such things as an expert. So don't believe anybody if they say they are, but we definitely have some very seasoned people on here. It makes me sick knowing that this goes on in the first place. Exactly. I mean, I just don't understand how somebody could have. How can you look into somebody's eyes and take their life? Especially like a young girl. It doesn't matter. An old man, old woman, a man, woman, it doesn't matter. How can you just look into somebody else's eyes and take their life? And hello, Mark, by the way. Thank you for coming in. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I couldn't even stand to look in my kids' eyes whenever I had to get onto them when they were kids. It sounds like you. What, Betty? Because people are stupid. People are sick. They're psychos. And I think we're going to dive into that. I've already started some research on it in the next couple of weeks of like some of these serial killers had horrible, messed up childhoods. But then some of them were raised in a normal environment. Like, what happened to make them just snap one day? Diane, if you're feeling sad all the time and it's not anything that's like medical, always check your medical first, just to be sure. So like, you could make a doctor's appointment or something just to make sure that it's not anything medical. You always want to do that first. But if it's nothing medical, then it could be whatever spirits in your house. They're just draining your energy and feeding off your energy. And if you're an empath, if the spirit that's in your house is sad, then you're going to feel sad. So, um, my advice would be to either cleanse your home or to get you some crystals and stones for protection. Also, tell whatever's in your house that they are not allowed to attach themselves to you or anything in your home, and they are to leave you alone, and they are not allowed to use your energy. You could also find something, a toy, a flashlight, something like that for the spirit to use for energy. Um, but you always tell whatever's in your house that they are not allowed to attach themselves to you or anything in your home, and if they are attached to you, that they are not allowed and they need to remove themselves. But I always tell everybody first off and foremost, always make sure that it's nothing medical. Um, because you don't want to be like, oh, there's a spirit attached to me, and then no, it's actually something medically wrong with you. So that's the best advice I can give right now. But if you want to come back around or whatever, or message me or anything, I have an email down there. I'd be happy to answer any questions for you. Hi, Patrick. What's up? How are you feeling? Yeah, you have to be very firm with them, Diane. But a lot of times they'll feed off your energy and they can drain you completely. And you don't want that. So make sure you tell them you are not allowed to touch me, attach to me, use my energy. A lot of times spirits will listen. Sometimes they know they don't have to listen to you, but okay, what's wrong, Patrick? Anytime somebody says okay, I guess, because that's the excuse I use all the time, or I say, okay, I'm okay. Yes, definitely pray. Pray, 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 pray. I always pray beforehand, I always pray after. I do the Lord's Prayer just because that makes me feel safer. And for some reason, when I say that, I feel like it works. Patrick, we're still waiting. I don't ever get used to the attacks. And I know what you mean by, when you're a Christian, you just bounce them off or whatever, but it's hard. Got spinal fusion surgery Tuesday, just nervous. You've got this, Patrick. You've got this. I'm going to be praying, and everyone else is going to be praying. You're going to have all your prayer warriors praying for you that day and every day, like we always do. But I'm going to be praying. And then when you're still kind of sleepy, I'm going to tell Melissa to go in there and draw on your face. And with a permanent marker. And then when you wake up, you're not going to know that it's there. No, I'm just kidding. But yes, you've got this, and we'll all be praying for you, Patrick. And I'm not going to tell you what we're going to tell her to draw on your forehead. I have surgery Tuesday also. My intestines have fallen. Oh no, Diane. Lots of prayers for you too. Let me add. I've already got Patrick on my prayer list, but let me add you on there, Diane. So you have renal prolapse. I had a patient one time that had that, and that is horrible pain. Diane Piccarelli. Piccarell. I said Piccarelli. Piccarell. Surgery Tuesday. Patrick. Surgery. So Tuesday we gonna be praying hard. Praying for you and doctors during surgery and praying for speedy recovery. Amen. I had a patient that had the renal prolapse, but I also had one that had rectal prolapse, and y'all don't even want to know what that does. That was horrible. So I'm almost thankful that it did do the renal instead of the other, Diane, even though I do know that you're in a lot of pain. Prayers that everything goes good for that. Pretty much, ET, everything falls out the back door. Your intestines, all that gunk. Which means you have a time limit when you sit on the toilet. You can't stay on the toilet for more than like 4 minutes at a time because uh, everything will say bye-bye. And it'll just be gone. And if you don't catch it in time, everything will die that fell out. And that's not good. So working with those patients, we had to like be on our toes at all times. ET. Well, 90% of those end up getting a colostomy bag, so that helps a lot. But the ones that refuse it or that they haven't been set up for the surgery yet, that you have to watch them constant. How we went from true crime to the booty, I'll never know. But somehow it always ends up in the toilet in here. The toilet is our friend. But let's see. I've been on here for over an hour today. I've been doing that a lot here lately. But guys, if you will, our GoFundMe and PayPal is up top. I've had several people ask for the PayPal because they don't want to use GoFundMe. So I don't know if they've had issues with GoFundMe or what before, but that is perfectly fine. Our PayPal and our GoFundMe is up on top. If you would like to help, we greatly appreciate it. Our story's on there. I'm not going to go into it all here because I know you are tired of hearing about it. But If you will, please share that out. If you can't donate, we appreciate prayers and the share. Um, but we are going to be back on Monday. We will be back full screen, and we are going to have an awesome story or true crime from our real first serial killers. So I think you are going to enjoy that one as well. But I hope everyone has an amazing day. We love you guys. You mean the world to us. We hope you know that. And we will see you on the next one. Bye. Bye, Lucy. Love you. I will see y'all soon. Bye.